Hello everyone, welcome to the City Need Midfielders stream. I've been thinking about this just because I think it's true. We are in a desperate situation, in my opinion, with midfielders, and we'll get onto that. So yeah, welcome to this video. And by the way, really quickly, I know I said it last video, but I'm going to say it again because I do appreciate it. Thank you an absolute ton for all the support I've been getting recently. You know, the Jeremy Docker Here We Go stream is, you know, going up to 150 views, you know, above that now. So, I mean, yeah, just really good news for me, personally. And I can't believe it, if you want the truth. But I'm here today to give you potential content. Where they are, so I'm just going to go on YouTube on my phone, just have a look at something. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Anyway, just to give you a quick update on Jeremy Docker, he is currently flying over, and we believe he is. His medical is either today or tomorrow. Fabrizio says tomorrow, but I've heard a couple of sources saying today. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into it. By the way, the midfielders on the side, I know they seem ridiculous names, but they aren't. I'm not saying that they are, that we are linked to them, you know, because we aren't. We aren't linked to any of them. Apart from Veiga, we have had a small link to him, and I'll start with him. But yeah, none of them are. None of them were heavily linked to. But I'll get started now. Veiga, 21 years old, plays for Celta Vigo. Obviously, was very popular last season. Because he had a great year at Celta Vigo. Clubs have been looking at him, but Napoli are the team that seem to have swooped. And it seems to have all gone well with Napoli and Celta Vigo. But the deal could collapse, is what Fabrizio Romano said. You know, everything was done, but then someone tried to change something in the deal, and apparently the deal could have collapsed. So, the current situation on that is a bit unknown, but the reason why I put Veiga in is because I think in July, City added Veiga to their potential list of midfielders. And so City might want to hijack that. You know, they might go, you know what, this Veiga guy actually looks decent. Let's swoop him for him really quickly, out of the blue. Offer a touch more money than Napoli did, and try to get this deal done. And if you want the truth, I think I'd be surprised if Veiga chose Napoli over us, and I'd be disappointed, but it is what it is if he does. But yeah, Veiga, he got 15 goals and assists last season for Celta Vigo, which is pretty good, considering. He's only 21, and it was a breakthrough year for him, pretty sure. So, yeah, 15 goals and assists. He is highly rated in the Spanish league and pretty highly rated all over the world right now. He's worth 30 mil, but he's got a release clause in his contract for like 36 mil, 35 mil. So that's why I put the likely fee for 36 mil. But it could very well be more if we were to go into it. I'm again just going to quickly say, we aren't linked to these midfielders. I'm just saying potential people City might want to look at. That wouldn't be ridiculous. Maybe the second one, but I'll get onto it. And yeah, so City, we know City have looked at him, and you know, they're keeping an eye on him, see if they like him or not. But otherwise on Veiga, we've obviously not got any links to him. Do I think we'll get him? You see, City looks like they want to splash cash. and I don't consider Veiga splashing cash. You know, just under 40 mil. So no, City clearly look like they want to get a top class midfielder, and I think that's what they're going to do. But to be fair, Veiga could very well turn top class. Now then, jumping on to probably the most unrealistic one here, but I just thought I'd cover it just because I do think that it's potentially an option. Federico Valverde of Real Madrid, we've all heard of him, you know, great player, versatile and everything. The thing is with Valverde, he's a midfielder, and Real Madrid, they're absolutely stacked in their midfield. You know, look at it. Tchouaméni, Cruz, Modric, Bellingham, Camavinga. You know, I'm sure I'm missing one. You know, Arda Güler, I know he's gotten injured, but still, he's one of their players. By the way, thank you for the views so far. Nice of you to join us. But yeah, Valverde, he's got competition, doesn't he? You know, and he might just want to be able to play. And I think if he went to City, he'd be able to play under the best manager in the world as well. So Valverde, and another reason is Mbappe's not going to be cheap, guys, even if they got him on the free. And now that it's looking like Real Madrid might have to buy Mbappe, then they're going to need to generate funds, because again, Mbappe's not going to be cheap, and unless Real Madrid do some crazy business, they're not going to just be able to pull the money out of their back pocket either. So, you know, Valverde could be an option to leave, might not be it as well. And I think he'd be a great player for City, because I think he is a good player. He's versatile, and City like versatile players. And he's good in the midfield as well. He's proven it at Real Madrid, which is, you know, one of the highest levels of football. Now we'll jump on to Ryan Gravenberch really quickly. Oh, and Valverde's not going to be cheap, by the way. Transfer market value of 100 mil. It really depends on Real Madrid and Valverde's stance on it. You know, Real Madrid, I don't know if they want to sell. So if they want to sell, they won't be ridiculous on price. But if they don't want to sell, then they're going to really be going for it and gunning for a lot of money. I've put 120 million just to be safe, but it could easily be more. I don't think it'll be less. So yeah, it's an interesting one with Federico Valverde. Do I think we'll get him? Probably not. We've had literally 0 links to him. So, you know, I have pulled that one out of nothing, but, you know, I'm just saying potential names we could go for. That's the whole point of this stream. By the way, thank you for the views so far, 9 views, very nice. But anyway, moving on to Ryan Gravenberch, 21 years old as well, to Veiga. He only got 2 goal contributions last season, which you might see as a worry. But we also know he didn't play tons last season as well. You know, he didn't have the favour with the manager. So not only might that come into play, the fact that he doesn't get game time, but also Bayern Munich could just want to get rid of him. They might be disappointed with how he was when he joined them, because maybe they thought they were going to get a bit more out of him. And with Jamal Musiala, you know, they seem to have a really good midfielder in their hands. I think we can all agree on that. So, Ryan Gravenberch, although he only got 2 goal contributions, I think there is a good player in him. And he's only worth 30 mil. And I don't think Bayern would just let him go on the cheap, because I think they know what he can do eventually. So, you know, who knows what will happen with Ryan Gravenberch. I do think there might be a story to be told with him, because, you know, there's no links. There's no links, and he didn't play a ton, and it's just going to be interesting to see where he goes and if he stays. So yeah, that covers it for the players I got on the screen. So I'm going to look at Florian Wirtz now. I'm not sure if we'll get Wirtz. By the way, the reason why I didn't put Wirtz in the thumbnail was because, well, I think we all know that City like Wirtz, and that we probably want him. Alright, just give me a moment, guys, and I'll pull up his stats for you. I also need to go on YouTube again. Give me a minute. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Thank you for liking it. There is one like. But yeah, thank you for commenting. No, liking even. No comments yet, but that's fine. Florian Wirtz. Season 2022 to 2023. So last season he had 4 goals and 8 assists in 25 matches in Europa League and Bundesliga. So that's a goal contribution every 2 games. Pretty good. So you know, that's pretty good, to be fair. He can play attacking midfielder. You can basically play anywhere from midfield upwards. And his career stats are 25 goals, 30 assists for Bayer Leverkusen in 105 games, which is really good. For FC Köln, under 17s, 12 goals, 3 assists. And for Bayer Leverkusen's under 19s, 2 goals, 3 assists. So, again, pretty good stats, to be fair. And yeah, 25 goals and 30 assists is wild. And his overall stats in Bundesliga are 15 goals and 22 assists. So I think there is a lot to look forward to if we were to get Wirtz. I don't know if we'll get Wirtz, that's the problem, because he's going to cost a lot of money. I don't know how much City are willing to spend. You know, he's going to cost a fortune, isn't he? You know? But, thank you guys for viewing so far. Also, we've had news earlier. I'm a bit late to it, but I decided not to do a whole stream on it and just talk about it overall. So, Pep Guardiola, if you don't know already, he is going to miss City's next 2 matches. He's going to miss the rest of City's games until the international break, basically. And so City will be missing him. For Sheffield United and the team that comes after, I can't remember. But yeah, it's a blow. Obviously, it's good to have Pep on that sideline, shouting out to the players and all that. It's a back problem, I'm pretty sure, that he's gone to get an operation on. So you know, let's hope Pep Guardiola makes a swift recovery, yeah. Because that's all we want. And get Pep Guardiola back to his best, so that he doesn't have to worry about his back or anything like that. But yeah, it's been a big start to the season, hasn't it? And Jeremy Doku, of course, on my Instagram, MCFC Connect, he will be wearing the number 11 shirt for City, so you know, pretty. It's not massive news because again, it doesn't change Jeremy Doku that much. Of course, it's a relatively big shirt number to take, you know, the 11 shirts. quite a shirt number. But Jeremy Doku scheduled for medical tests tomorrow / today. We're not sure. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow though. That's what Fabrizio said anyway. And then I think we should have Jeremy Doku announced by Friday, which would be good. And hopefully, and it is believed he'll be available for Sunday against Sheffield United at 2 o'clock, which we will be doing a watch along for, of course. So stay tuned for that. Just trying to think. Obviously, other midfielders, Paqueta. We've had a little bit more news on what the situation was with him. We agreed a deal for him with West Ham, but talks collapsed because of the FA investigation that is going on. So that deal just collapsed within an instant. If it hadn't, then we might have had him by now. So it's a shame that Lucas Paqueta hasn't worked out, but it's almost a good thing at the same time, because we didn't want to be losing. We don't want to be losing a player the moment we signed him, potentially, because then we are in the same situation. Maximo Perona, he looks like he'll be going on loan soon to Las Palmas. So, let's hope he has a good season, comes back, has grown into a good midfielder. I'm just trying to think of more things I can cover. Feel free to comment, by the way, guys, if you want to. I won't lie to you guys. I want to do daily content, and I want to do daily live streams, if possible, every day that I can. And so I whipped this together because I think it's not wrong what I've said in the title. City need midfielders, which is obvious we do. The club sees that, otherwise we won't be signing one. But I know I'm just kind of stuck now. Obviously, I doubt we're going to get Danny Olmo in, which it's not really too gutting because we were never linked with him big time. So, I'm not too gutted about it. But I'd be gutted if we could have gone for him, but we don't get him. So, yeah. I'll only be gutted if we don't get a midfielder. That's what I'm trying to say. Mine's gone blank really, because since Jeremy Doku news, we haven't really had much more news. We know Jeremy Doku only wanted City because we know West Ham were. Oh, sorry, but yeah, we know West Ham were involved. Hi MCFC RTV, thank you for tuning in. We're just talking about midfielders. I know you're probably seeing the stream and you're probably looking at those names and you're going, what on earth is he on about? Do I have a pick? Yeah, that is a worry with Valverde. I picked him just because of how many options Real Madrid have in their midfield. And Valverde might question his place in the squad, and Real Madrid probably will need funds for Mbappe next season. So I was basing it off that. Barella's a good option that I haven't covered, Georgie. I haven't covered him. Thank you for commenting, by the way. I saw the thumbnail, that's why MCFR TV for City Extras flight tracking. So yeah, I have seen that. Didn't watch it, but Valverde, yeah, I mean, he's a top-class midfielder, isn't he? But I didn't think about Barella. I will search up some transfer stats. I'll search up Barella's stats of last season so that you guys can have a bit of a clue. Well, not saying that you don't, but a bit of info on his performances and all that. But if I had to pick, I personally would pick. Yeah, Tchouaméni would be good. You know, he'd definitely help out in that midfield, wouldn't he, with Rodri, because Tchouaméni's a bit more of a centre defensive midfield. But if I had to pick one midfielder and I had budget, like infinite budget, to get just one midfielder, I'd probably go for Florian Wirtz, because he's got great numbers in the Bundesliga. If you didn't know, if you didn't hear what I said, no, not just Bundesliga, for Leverkusen overall. He's had 25 goals, 30 assists in 105 matches, which is a goal contribution every 2 games, which is really good stats. So if Pep can bring even more out of him, then, you know, it's going to be great. Yeah, but Barella, I'll get back to pulling up his stats. Full stats. So last season he got 9 goals, 9 goals, 10 assists in 52 matches, which is a goal contribution every 3 games. Barella is 26 years old, 75 million euro transfer value. So it's not going to be the cheapest deal in the world, but you know, City don't have to be cheap, because you know they're good players. City, we need a good midfielder, don't we? So we've got to go in with cash, don't we? But yeah, Barella's actually a really good shout, which I didn't think about whatsoever. But yeah, my personal pick could be Florian Wirtz. But I'm not gonna lie, I think Barella would probably be my second or third. I think that's a really good shout, Georgie. So, if you guys got any other suggestions on midfielders that we could go in for, I'll keep updated on Fabrizio as well. Saw it from Doku landed 7 minutes ago. Big news there. Hopefully that means a bit of his medical can get done tonight. What, that City been linked to Barella from Tolney on Twitter. Interesting. But it's great to know that Doku's in Manchester, Citizens for Life. Hopefully that means, again, like I said, yeah, I think he'll be announced Friday, Thursday, Doku. But yeah, hopefully Doku gets done ASAP, so that the full focus can then go to midfielders and rumours can start coming in and we can start to get a bit more of an idea on what's going on, because we need a midfielder. That's no secret. Yeah, but Barella would definitely be a good addition to the squad. Just trying to think of other midfielders we could go for that are relatively young. You know, I mean, if the Paqueta thing gets solved, then we can always go back in for Paqueta. Like, let's say that Paqueta hasn't done any of the things that he's been investigated for. then we could potentially go back in for him. Just depends if City want to risk any of that drama, which I don't think they will, but you never know. Tell me what you guys think to Doku, by the way. If you've seen anything for him, because I haven't. I mean, I've seen a couple of goals he scored. He looks quick, relatively good with his feet as well. So there's things to look up to with him. Doku will bring stuff to this team, I'm sure, and so will this midfielder, whoever it may be, when we eventually bring him in. And how much do you think City have got in, I guess, our bank for a midfielder? Because I think we'll sign a midfielder, and then it'll be done. Personally, I think our business will be done and we'll close down. So, and when do you think we'll get a midfielder as well? Because there's only 9 days left of the window, 8 days tomorrow. So there's a lot to be cautious about. City won't want to rush it, but City kind of have to rush it at the same time, because we don't have like 3 months like we did with Vardio. We have 9 days / 8 days. Nice to have you back, MCFR TV. If you hadn't, so I heard Citizens for Life said. But yeah, good to know he's in Manchester. It is really good to know. Well, fair play to Euro then. The Euro expert probably knows his stuff if he's calling this kind of things. Flew over your house. It's probably one of the closest. It's probably the closest some people will ever be to being with a footballer. Just them flying over the house. But yeah, who would be your pick, MCFR TV, for a midfielder to bring in? Because obviously we need one. It's just about who, isn't it? By the way, guys, just want to say thanks for the views. We're on 20 views at the moment, which is nice. Barella, yeah, Joel G said Barella. I think Barella would be a good option. He's experienced. He played decent. He played alright against us, and yeah, he would be expensive, which is the one thing to be cautious about with Barella. Barella's not going to be cheap, but we're willing to spend 85 million quid on Barella, on Paqueta, so we should be willing to spend a lot of money on another midfielder. So, we'll see what happens. Just trying to think now. Oh. Oh, you're saying... okay, I get what you're saying, Arthur Bushby. The thing is with Calvin Phillips, number one, Pep doesn't trust him. Phillips has got to earn Pep's trust before we can even think about him being like a proper midfielder in this squad. Midfielder like Rodri that can rotate with our guys. So Phillips has got to earn the trust. Also, Phillips is CDM. We need a centre mid. I know Phillips can play centre mid, but yeah, I mean Kovacic is playing in that pivot role. Over Phillips, so I think that tells you everything you need to know. Pep's back. Well, the operation went fine. I'm pretty sure. I think that's already happened, so should be good. But City will hopefully we're gonna crack down on some rumours soon, and I can start doing, you know, the classic. 117 subs. I don't even know. By the way, I just want to say big thanks for all the support I've been getting. And thank you MCFR TV, you started it with all the support. You know, you found my channel when I was under 10 subs, so big thank you to you. You want two midfielders? Yeah, I'd like 2 midfielders as well, because I think we probably need that. And with Danny Olmo, I actually think would be a really good player. But the thing is, number one, his price already is 68 mil. Okay, which isn't a problem in my opinion. Okay, 68 mil. But think about what Leipzig have lost as well. They've lost Sabozli. They've lost Vardio. They've lost Nkunku. And if they lose, and then let's say they do sell Dani Olmo, that'd be 4 key players lost. You know, that could be a huge blow. And so I think we'd be paying a lot more than 68 million for him, if you want the truth. But yeah, I'd like 2 midfielders, like you said, Joel G. Yeah, like MCFR TV said, don't think Leipzig will sell. But who knows what will happen. You know, City could offer a ridiculous amount of money, which I think is going to have to be the likelihood going in now. And on Leeds United taking him back on loan, since that's what you want, Arthur Bushby. I don't mean this in any sort of way to Leeds United or even the Championship, but if Calvin Phillips is going to go on loan, he's got to go to a Premier League club at the very least. You know, that's no disrespect to Leeds, but they are a Championship team at the moment. Who knows? They'll come straight back up. You know, they might. So no. Calvin Phillips going on loan is not the right move. One is the more realistic option. Because I don't think City are gonna rush to buy 2 midfielders. Although it would be nice if we got 2 midfielders. But who knows who we're gonna get. Hopefully it's just someone top quality. Yeah, a couple of... Sorry for the birds, guys. I'd get them out of here if I could, but... yeah, there's been a few rumours saying that Liverpool would like Calvin Phillips. But apparently Calvin Phillips wants to stay and fight for his place as well. Which if he does, fair play to him. But, you know, if Liverpool put in an offer, then he'll definitely have had to test his resolve on what he said. Yeah, there's always got to be something, doesn't there, MCFR? Whether it's birds, sirens, dogs, like you said, rain, absolutely anything goes. Who knows? Maybe eventually it'll change. But Calvin Phillips to I wouldn't be. You're probably not even that far off MCFR. Calvin Phillips is an interesting topic, isn't he? Because obviously last season was not a dream season for him. Coming to City and only getting 4 starts. Partly his own fault because he came back from the World Cup overweight, but it is what it is. And I think City can't lose any more midfielders either. You know, we're already missing Kev till 2024. At the moment, we're missing Bernardo, and so to lose another midfielder like Calvin Phillips, obviously he's not a starter for Man City, but there's a decent player in him. Otherwise, we wouldn't have signed him. So I think we just got to be patient with Calvin Phillips. Eventually, he might get a run of games and might be able to prove his worth to Pep. So who knows what will happen. I'm gonna go birds again, man. Nothing from Fabrizio today. Jared Gillett will be the referee for Sheffield's match. And who do I think will be the best signing of the summer? If you're on about overall, I'll try to stick to Prem because I think it'll. For City, I think. Yeah. The thing is though, with that, I'll get back onto who I think is the summer signing of the season. So don't worry, I'm not ditching that. Veiga. Yeah, like you said, great stats last season, real breakthrough year for him, and is clearly wanted. Clearly, top clubs are looking at him. But if he goes to Napoli, alright, Napoli are not the best club to negotiate with. So I think if he goes to Napoli, I don't think City will ever have him, if you want the truth. And who do I think will be the summer signing of the signing of the season for the summer? I think there's a few players that it could be, because I think depending on the seasons Vardy and Jeremy Doku have, they could be great. Who knows? Kovacic. I don't think Kovacic will, because I don't think he's going to get massive numbers. For City though, I think Josko Vardy will be City's signing of the season, unless we get a midfielder that I don't know about. But at the moment, just basically get off the three guys we've got, I reckon it'll be Josko Vardy, because he's shown really good signs so far. Maguire, man, if City were to go for Maguire, that would be. I think Doku has got so much potential to just be absolutely crazy in the squad. Hopefully, we can just unlock that potential. I do think that as well, like, you know, and I mentioned it in the stream, was it last night? I think he will have a good link up. Yeah, because just imagine those two running onto a ball over the top from Edison or De Bruyne or even Foden or Kovacic or someone, you know. Those two running onto it will be crazy. And Jeremy Doku, who's got great dribbles, you know, could just run. He could get onto it, possibly beat the defender, and then just pass it to Haaland and might get a tap in. You know, there's so much in his locker end. Thierry Henry rates him highly as well. Henry rates him really highly. Like, what was it he said? If you're one-on-one with him, the only thing you can do is pray. Is what Henry said. So, you know, Henry clearly rates him. Kevin De Bruyne, he's seen him in action on the pitch, hasn't he? So, Ah, they would make some fabulous fan reactions. Yeah, it seems that Doku is highly loved, and I do think he's very well got the potential to be signing of the season. I genuinely think, although I don't think Chelsea, this is before news came out, although I don't think Chelsea are going to finish in top 4, I think that Christopher Nkunku would have had a really good year. And I think that he would definitely be in contention of signing of the season. But I don't know. Alright, and I hate to say this because I think Liverpool will be back this season, sadly. Hopefully not, but they might be. I think Bosley could have a really good year. I hope he doesn't, because that means Liverpool probably go on to have a good year. But I think that he could very well be in the contention for the signing of the season. But yeah, like I said, I hope not. Yeah, Jeremy Doku, it all seems to be positive for him from players and managers around the world and all that. And I know Ren obviously rating highly, otherwise they wouldn't want 60 million for him. Ren will be happy with that business as well. Yeah, I'm going to keep checking my phone to see if we've had any sort of update from Fabrizio. I go on Twitter now, or X as it's called now. No, nothing. Nice to have you viewing Animal Time. Nice to have you back on the stream. Just been talking about midfielders because we definitely need one. Don't think that's a secret. It's just about who, isn't it? If we sign, like I said, I don't think City would pay 10 million for Harry Maguire, honestly. Tushimeni, yeah, he could be a midfielder. There was rumours of him leaving Real Madrid this season as well, so we could go in for him. Yeah, he's definitely an option. And then we've spoken about Wirtz, Dani Olmo, Barella, Tushimeni, Veiga, Valverde, Gravenberch. We've spoken about a lot of players. We've spoken about Doku, who seems to be what's happening to my face, man? It's the sun. It's the sun reflecting onto me. Wait, I'll sort that issue out now. We'll be back shortly. And we're back. It's just the sun is shining through that window there, so I've just put a curtain over it. But back, no more sun changing the colour of my face. I'm just checking to see if I've missed any comments. Nope. Oh, wait. Alright, sorry guys, I was just then, it's still on the YouTube thing, it still was showing me that it was on We'll Be Back shortly, but it turns out I was just delayed. I'm caught up now. Yeah, Nico Barella would be a fine addition to the squad. Because like you say, he can play anywhere in the midfield. He's a good passer of the ball. I think he'd slip right in. Yeah, thanks. All good now. Thankfully. But yeah, Nico Barella, he'd be a good signing, and I think most City fans would be buzzing to get him. So, yeah. Any other midfield suggestions, guys? Anyone you want me to look up? Any transfer news you want to hear? I'm empty for ideas, so I'm just trying to think. Obviously United are looking to sign their goalkeeper. I've never heard of him before, but who knows. He'll only be a backup anyway for them. By the way guys, thanks for the views. It's been a good stream for views. About to break into 50 any moment now. But yeah, it's great to, and once again, thanks for all the support I've been getting. It's been great. Yeah, I've gone into 52 views now. Thank you guys, an absolute ton. Anything you want me to cover, you guys? I mentioned Pep earlier and his back problem, so you know he should be fine now hopefully, and we'll be back within. He's going to miss the next few games. It's crazy, honestly. Last 48 hours, 98 subs is absolutely insane, and I owe it massively to Big Steve, because without his shout out, I'd probably not even be on 30, so you know. It's just great, really. Hope everyone's having a good day, by the way. Been pretty nice weather where I am. It started out a bit. Yeah, trust me, so was I. I couldn't believe it. I was really happy, and you know, I remember just checking my YouTube studio. I'd gone up to 42 subs. It quickly went up to 50 and 60s, and it just kept going up. So you know, and I owe it all to Big Steve and to you guys who have been watching as well. You know, it's wouldn't have been possible if you guys didn't subscribe and all that. So you know, means a lot to me, and I'm going to keep going. Everyone's been telling me to, so yeah. I was partly shocked, but yeah, I didn't believe what I was looking at. You know, I just was flabbergasted. yeah, hopefully Pep's going to be alright. Doesn't sound bad, just sounds like he's going to miss the remaining of our games until the international break, so thankfully that's only 2 instead of 5. So yeah. By the way, if there's any sort of videos you guys want me to do, like, because at the moment I kind of pumped this one out because I wanted to do a live stream, but wasn't sure what was a live stream about. Yeah, I have seen that, Sean, but if you don't know, well, it's great to have you. I really don't know how to say your name, so I'm not even gonna try saying your name, but it's nice to know that I've got someone from. Yeah, again, I'm gonna struggle on this one. Guyana. So sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Great to know I've got people all over the world. That'd be something. If I got invited onto another show, that'd be absolutely crazy. Yeah, and on your comment, Sean, that Veiga's going to Napoli, I have seen that, but the thing is with that, Fabrizio Romano said that the deal could be collapsing. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on, and that, you know, someone tried to change details of the deal. So who knows what will happen with Veiga? I think he'll still go to Napoli, but you know, I think he'd be a good inclusion onto the squad. Yeah, but if I got invited onto other channels, that'd be insane. I don't think I will be for the time being. You know, I've only just, you know, I'm not quite that big yet. You know, I'm on 119 subs, about to break 120. Danny Olmo, Sean, would be a great signing for City, I'm sure. It's just Danny Olmo's come out and said that he's happy. That he's happy at Leipzig and that there's nothing in the rumours, but yeah, I agree with you. Danny Olmo would be a nice signing. He's 25, he's experienced, so you know, Danny Olmo would be nice. Florian Wirtz, injury prone. You know what? I'll look at his injuries now and see what I can find on it. You know, just to see how bad it really is. He's got good stats, but again, if he's injury prone, then that is definitely something to be worried about. Injury history. Okay, so this starts on the 1920 season, when he was 16. So his biggest injury has been a cruciate ligament rupture in the 2021 to 2022 season. He got injured in March and was out until December and missed 43 matches. So that has been his worst injury, but other than that, you know, I'll do it from the 20 to 21 season. He had abdominal strain, 1 game missed, rest, 1 game missed, knee problems, 3 game missed, coronavirus, 1 game missed, adductor problems, 2 games missed, adductor problems, 2 games missed, problems with the hip flexor, 4 games missed, muscular problems, 1 game missed, rest, 1 game missed, abdominal influenza, 1 game missed. So if there's something to be... it's alright, thank you for watching my content. You know who you are. I can't say your name because it's just, I really have no idea how. Yeah, that is true, Sean. You are right there. You know, he might just be, you know, I guess protecting his image, because, you know, why would he come out and say, "Oh, come and get me, City," you know, get me out of this club, you know what I'm saying? I think what he's saying is that he's happy at City, but, no, he's happy at Leipzig, but if City came in, he wouldn't say no. I think that's what he's trying to get across. Hello, Kanishk. Thank you for waving. Glad to have you on the stream. We've just been talking about midfield options for City, since, you know, we do need a midfielder, and we're probably going to get one. It's just about who. We've covered a bunch of midfielders. Yeah, a lot of love for Danny Olmo in the chat at the moment. And obviously I understand why. You know what, I'll pull up Danny Olmo's stats, because he is a player I haven't looked at when it comes to stats. Yeah, Danny Olmo. Okay. Market value, 40 million euros, so he wouldn't be the most expensive player in the world, but I do think at the same time he'd cost a lot. So, where are his stats? Stats. Okay. 2022 to 2023 season. Last season in the Bundesliga, he got 2 goals, 5 assists in 23 matches. In the Champions League, he got 1 assist. In the DFL Super Cup. Wait there. I think I might be able to do this easier. Yeah, there you go. Last season, in 31 matches, he got 5 goals and 11 assists. On paper, that might not sound great, but he did that in 31 games. So yeah, he got 5 goals, 11 assists in 31 games, which is a goal contribution every 2 games, so not that bad. That's alright, MCFR and TV, don't worry about it. Glad to have you back there. You didn't miss much. We've just been deep diving into the stats of players. Danny Olmo we're on at the moment. Danny Olmo's injury history, I'll have a look at that. Not that bad. He's only got 6 injuries, but to be fair, they were between the 2021 season to the 2022 season, and then last season. So his worst injury has been 13 games missed, with a ruptured intraarticular ligament initiation in knee. So, which put him out for 13 games, and then he torn muscle fibre, where he missed 7 games. So his injuries don't seem to be too much of a concern, which is a good thing. I just think Leipzig don't want to sell, and I think we're going to have to pay really big to get him. But if we got Danny Olmo, I'd be buzzing. Any other players you guys want me to cover? Because I've got Transfer Market up, and I can literally search up anyone. So put in a name, and I'll write it down. By the way, guys, I'm on 119 subs now, which means since Big Steve's shout out, I've gained 100 subscribers, which is just mental. So yeah, thanks an absolute bunch. Support on the last stream was crazy. You know, we got 183 views. I think if we're gonna go in for Sean, I think if we're gonna go in for Danny Olmo, I don't think you're too far off the price in there, 70 million euro. I think Leipzig would try squeeze out more because it's late in the window now, and it means they'd have to go and find a decent replacement. so they'd probably ask for a little more. But yeah, if we could get him in on that price, I don't see why we can't, because we're willing to spend £85 million. Yeah, I think you're probably right with that MCFR TV. Leipzig are going to try squeeze as much out of us as they can because they don't want to sell at Olmo. I'm confident on that, and I think most of you should be as well. They've already lost enough star players, and I don't think they want to lose any more. Yeah. On that, fingers of Dani Olmo, and fingers of any midfielder, and fingers of any player. City will not let themselves get ripped off. You know, we've seen it before. We saw it with Marc Cucurella last season. We were saying about 40 million quid. Brighton was saying 50 million quid. We walked away. You know, we didn't buy him, and we went and got Sergio Gomez. So City won't overpay. Doesn't matter who you are, how big you are. We won't overpay for you, which is an important thing to take into account. So it really depends on how much City think he's worth. And if he's worth 40 million on transfer market, not necessarily saying that's what City view him at. City might view him at 60 mil. But City won't go much higher than that, than 60 mil. That 70 million at a push would probably be what they do. And yeah, 85 million is probably what Leipzig might end up asking for. So, you know, let's see how it goes. But guys, it's been a really good stream, you know, about to break 60 views. And I just want to say big thank you for all the support I've been getting. Make sure you check out Big Steve, make sure you check out MCFR TV, because them two have been massive in supporting me. Eze stats, you know what, I'll do that for you now, Sean. I'll check Eze's stats before I head off. Eze, there he is. 25 years old. Full stats. Right, so I'll do last season. Last season was obviously a poorer season for Crystal Palace, as we all know, because they did struggle in some areas of the season. He had 10 goals, 4 assists in 40 matches, which is a goal contribution in just under every 3 games, so not bad. And then I'll jump to the 2021-2022 season, which I'm pretty sure he had a pretty good year there. Oh no, he didn't. He got 1 goal, 1 assist. My bad. I intend to do other games, because the thing is, what MCFC Connect is, we're predominantly a Manchester City channel. A lot of our content will be Man City stats, but we want to cover bigger games in the season. Well, not bigger, but big games in the season as well. Like so let's say Man United versus Liverpool. You know, we want to cover them kind of games, and Spurs versus United. If I had the time and I had the prep time and everything, then I would have done one for that as well. So we do intend to. It's just about building up slowly until we believe we're ready to commit that kind of time. But yeah, definitely in our plans. That would be scenes. Honestly, that would be absolutely incredible. To see a 7-0 defeat, you know, to either of them, you know, because I just think it'd be so funny. What, Newcastle and Liverpool playing this week? Wait there, I'll just search it up, don't worry. Premier League. Fixtures. Yeah, straight after, alright, you know what, I'm gonna say it now. I won't be able to do it there. You don't think we need anyone else? That is an interesting take, Ethan. And nice to have you on the stream, by the way. Very interesting take. Alright, I did not expect that. I thought everyone would be in the same boat of, you know, we need a midfielder. Kevin De Bruyne is going to be out till 2024. So, okay, fair enough. If that's what you believe, and you are confident in the depth we have at the moment, then yeah. And we don't need anyone else by that logic. But yeah, quickly, I need to just get this across now. On what you said on MCFR TV. Oh, cheers for saying that I'll be in fan reactions. But you see, on Sunday next week, it is my sister's fiance's birthday, and at 6 PM we're all going out, so I won't be able to do the Liverpool game. Otherwise though, I might have, but I will definitely be doing the Man City Newcastle game, so don't worry about that. Yeah, no worries, Ethan. That would definitely be one I consider. Man United versus Arsenal, definitely one I'll think about. But on your point of view on Oscar Bob, I actually think Oscar Bob could be really good for us because he had a decent pre-season, and we haven't loaned him either, which means Pep clearly seems to maybe see something in him, maybe slowly integrate him into the starting 11, and I think that is precisely it. He's going to slowly integrate him. Oscar Bob is not someone that you'd put off the bench to replace Kevin De Bruyne. He's someone that you'd probably play in a Carabao Cup game. I don't class Oscar Bob as a big midfielder for us at the moment. That's no disrespect to him, and to be fair, who knows, he could come into this team and just have a worldy season. But I think Oscar Bob, he needs a bit more time than that, and there's no pressure on him either. You think 5-0 City against Sheffield? That would be something, and I do think you're not far off the truth there. Sheffield United, I think they're really going to struggle this season, because obviously they've lost a lot of loanee players, including 2 of our boys. I'm not sure. I don't really like doing predictions because I don't like tempting fate, but I'm going to say I'll agree with Sean and go 3-0 City, but it could be either. Could be any of them, and who knows? Sheffield might pull out a wonderful performance and beat us. I hope not, obviously, but who knows? I'll have a look at. I just deleted my Premier League tab. Give me a minute, guys. Okay. Yeah, Man United versus Arsenal. I will probably. Okay. I'll probably consider doing that one. I've got something to ask now. Does anyone know? Does anyone know how to watch 3 o'clock kickoffs? Like any direction for me to take on that? Because obviously I want to cover every City game, but we play Fulham. We play Fulham soon, and so I won't be. We just got like a helicopter or plane flying over us now. so it's like that pass. I don't know how to watch 3 o'clock kickoffs. I know some YouTubers do, like City Extra, they're always doing free. Oh man, that's a shame. I'll try find something. Yeah, I'll try find an answer to it. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm sure there is somewhere. Yeah, Saturday football show. I was thinking about doing that, and I just maybe tune into Soccer Saturday. Yeah. Soccer 360, is that a website or an app or something? I'll check that out and see what that is. Yeah, thanks for the help, by the way, guys. Site on a computer. Thanks, Sean. That helps. I'll definitely give that a search. I'll just write that down on my phone now, just to make sure I don't forget. Give me a minute, just on notes. Soccer 360. Yeah, thanks a ton, Sean. Oh man, hopefully YouTube don't see that. I think you're right, citizen, for life, in some ways. I think you're looking at it too small there, citizens, for life. Because it's not just going to be Bernardo and Kova, because I think Phil Foden is going to be mainly in Phil Foden. Phil Foden would mainly be in midfield, I believe. But I do agree that we should splash big for a midfielder, like you just said. You know, if Pep decides on a midfielder, then go all in for him. 'Cause I think that might just be the way to go. Because we need a midfielder, and beggars can't be choosers at the moment. So, you know, hopefully we can get a midfielder in, and they'll be top class, and we won't have to worry about it further. Yeah, but thanks, Sean. Hopefully YouTube doesn't see that, and Google or anyone don't see that and tries to shut it down. But you know, if they do, then it is what it is. But guys, I just want to say really quickly, thanks an absolute ton for today. Thanks, Sean, saying you'll shout me out. I'll make sure I put you in the link in the description for that. I'll try see if I can potentially do that. So I think that would be great. Yeah, I'll see what I can do with that. Yeah, thanks for that, Sean, there, for saying you'll do that. I'll put you, yeah, thanks, Sean. Yeah. But guys, I'm gonna call it here. It's been a really good stream. 1 hour 15 minutes. Just under 70 views. So you know. Thanks a ton. Yeah. Thank you, Sean. Great show. Yeah, I did get a few subs from this stream, so hopefully that'll just improve and improve. But you know, thanks for all the support recently, guys. The last 48 hours have been absolutely crazy. I might give them a look, you know, I haven't followed them, Mancunian way. Yeah, I'll give them a look, especially. But, yeah. Everyone, thanks so much, we've just hit 70 views. Like I said, the last 48 hours have been absolutely crazy. And, yeah, hopefully things just go up from here, touch wood. I'll be back tomorrow with a live. If you haven't seen it already, I uploaded a YouTube Shorts this morning, so you know, check that out if you're interested in YouTube Shorts. It's just stream highlights from the Burnley game, but yeah. Thank you guys an absolute ton for watching. We'll be back. I'm definitely going to be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see a couple of you there. But until then, I will see you all in the next one.